Hello and welcome to Conquering Alba, where we take you to the historical places that helped make Scotland what it is today. Today we're in Loch as we visit Castle Sween. Castle Sween is thought to be the oldest castle on the Scottish mainland that can be dated with any certainty. Architectural details show that it was built in the 1100s and was occupied for about 500 years. The castle sits on a low ridge looking over Loch Sween and out towards Jura. To its west is a small islet cleared to act as a boat landing, illustrating the vital importance of the sea as a major transport link. The castle is said to have been built by son of Hugh Anaran, brother of the King of Ulster and the High King of Ireland, from whom the name takes after. As late as the 13th century, the McSweens possessed the surrounding lands of Knapdale. However, by the second half of the century, these territories passed into the hands of the Stuart Menteith families. Then, in the year 1310, King Edward II, King of England, granted John McSween and his brothers the McSweens' ancestral homes of Knapdale, provided that they oust John Menteith. In 1323, after the death of John Menteith, the lordship of Arran and Knapdale passed to his son and grandson. In 1376, half of Knapdale, which included the castle, passed into the possession of John MacDonald I, Lord of the Isles, by grant from his father-in-law, Robert II, King of Scotland. During the MacDonalds' century and a half of holding the castle, the Castilians were the first MacNeils and later Macmillans. In the 1200s, control of Argyll and the Isles was in dispute between the King of Norway and the King of Scotland. As part of the Scottish efforts to secure control, the MacSweens were replaced by the Lords of Knapdale by 1262 by the Stuart Earls of Menteith. But it was not until 1266 that the overall lordship of Argyll and the Isles was transferred to the King of Scots by King Magnus of Norway. In about 1300, an attempt by John MacSween to take back Castle Sween failed despite a tryst, or meeting, of a fleet against Castle Sween. Around this time, a new 3-storey seaward tower was built. In the late 1300s, the castle passed to the MacDonald's family, Lords of the Isles, and several families served as keepers. In 1481, however, King James III of Scotland, fearful of the MacDonald's treachery, entrusted the castle to the Campbell Earls of Argyll. The castle was eventually destroyed by Sir Alexander MacDonald in 1647. The original castle appears to have been built between 1100 and 1150, and is one of the earliest stone castles in western Scotland. 4 massive walls surround a courtyard which was originally lined with lean-to structures, probably of wood and thatch. The walls are strengthened at the angles and in the centre of each side with board buttresses in the Norman style. In the middle of the south wall, the entrance gate is an arched opening into a 10-foot thick section of masonry. Later, at some time in the 13th century, the north-east corner of the courtyard was opened up by a 3-storey hall house built in the form of a great squat corner tower. The lower floor contains the remains of a kitchen and a bakehouse. The hall itself, presumably on the second floor, set on a wooden floor and with a timber-beamed roof. The western wall of the courtyard was set upon a low cliff above the sea. Shortly before the castle passed into the hands of the Earl of Argyll in the late 15th century, this was broken out and a round tower known as the Macmillan Tower was built at the northwest corner. Adjacent to the round tower and in the courtyard to the south, a new rectangular building would seem to have been added in about the same date, perhaps as a barracks. The early history and setting of the castle have much to do with the emphasis upon sea power, which still dominated the western Argyll in the 12th century, which is a legacy of the Norse invaders. We hope you've enjoyed today's video here at Castle Sween. It sits ideally next to rugged hills overlooking the beautiful loch. The legacy will be hidden within its walls and will be remembered as the oldest castle in mainland Scotland. If you have enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe for more of Scotland's history, and until next time, Alba go bra.